Today we're going to look at time management. All right, so time management is really important because while you're at university, you've got a shed load of things to do, and you want to make sure that you've got the time allotted so that you can get them done in time and you don't have to spend stressing. So think about why you want your degree. I like students to make a list of things. I think that lists help. So I think this is going to help as well. Why do you want your degree? Think about the things. How is it going to help you? What is your goal for your degree? Where do you see yourself in 5 years, in 3 years even? Education is expensive and it comes with a lot of responsibility. You are going to be under a lot of pressure, not only from your parents, but also from your teachers, from your peers, and possibly most of all from yourself. But beware, because too much pressure equals stress, and that's not good for anybody, certainly not a struggling student, or a good student for that matter. Right, how well do you think you are going to do? Do you think you're going to be a brilliant student? Do you think you're going to be an okay student? Do you think you're going to struggle? Think about how you study. What do your parents expect? Or what do your teachers expect? What do your peers expect? Most of all, what do you expect? What do you think you're going to do? How well do you think you're going to do? Now I want you to think about what you do with your time. Obviously there's time at university, but how much time do you think other people spend studying, your peers? What kind of hours do you think they put in? It might help if you stop the video here and write them down. Right, now think about what you do while you're away from university. If you can write down everything you do and then think about how much time you spend studying outside class. So make a list of all the things, whether it's going to the cinema, maybe not so much these days, but going out, going for a drive, meeting your friends, going online, gaming, what kind of things you do, and how many hours do you spend doing that? Right, be honest and measure it against the previous figure that you wrote down. Do you do more or do you do less? And think about why. Why do you do more or why do you do less? Now I want you to think about how many hours there are in a week. Quick bit of mental arithmetic for you. All right, if 24 hours in a day, 7 days a week equals 168 hours. So let's have a look at the time that you don't study, all right? So what else do you do? Well, you sleep, obviously, and if you sleep 8 hours a day, then you're going to sleep for 56 hours a week. Give or take an hour or two here or there. Travel. Now, obviously, you're not most people aren't at university, so I'm going to be really generous, and I'm going to give you 5 days, 3 hours a day, so that comes to 15 hours. Food, how long does it take you to eat? 2 hours a day? If you spend in total, so 14 hours. Lectures. Now, if you're doing 4 units, which very, very few people are doing these days, and you've got 4 hours per unit, then that's 16 hours per week. What about other stuff you do? Let's say, for example, browsing online, that kind of stuff. Let's give you 28 hours for that. All right, so 4 hours a day. 7 4s are 28, obviously. So what is left? You're left with 39 hours. Now that's a fair amount of time per week you've got lying around waiting for stuff to do. And don't forget, we've already included lectures in that as well. So we expect students to give 10 hours per subject while they study. Most teachers will expect this. Most universities will expect and recommend this. Now you are responsible for your grades. Not your mum, not your dad, not your mates, not your teachers. You, only you. Teachers are there to help you when you need it. When you think about it, a job is 40 hours a week. So you have got plenty of time to watch your lecture and be prepared. The most important thing is that you are prepared. You wouldn't go to your job unprepared, so there's no excuse for being unprepared at university. Again, I would advise people to make a list because it helps with focus. Keeping time. Think about it. Use your time wisely. As we've already discussed, studying is now your job. So your main goal is to get yourself ready for your future. Welcome to the real world. One of the most important things you can do is remove distractions. One of my favourite sayings, it comes from my favourite football manager, who's Alex Ferguson: control what you can control and don't let other tasks or people get in the way of what you need to do. So you are in control of what you do. Now, when you're studying, remove distractions. So find a quiet place where no one can disturb you. Put your phone on silent, stick it somewhere you can't hear it or see it, and turn off vibrate and notifications. Do other stuff as well. Dedicate an amount of time spent on other activities and stick to it. Once you've finished those activities, understand that they are finished with. All right, so be strict with yourself. Address your homework as and when you get it. It's very, very important. Don't put it off until later because it mounts up and it can become a distraction and can lead to procrastination and concentrating on little things rather than the bigger picture. Keep a record of what you do as well because that gives you a visual aid. You can see at a glance how much you've been working or how much you've not been working. Here's an important point as well. When you're looking through your readings, make sure that you write your references as you go. Now, as I said, you should spend an average of 10 hours for each subject. That means for 1 hour lecture and 2 hour tutorial, you need 7 more hours of homework, research, note-taking, organising. And again, you should aim to average a 40-hour week for 4 units. Right, what should you start with? You should start with the tough stuff. And you do that because you're always sharpest and more focused when you begin something. So you're better off doing the easier stuff later if you do have concentration lapses. Easier stuff might bring your focus back when you're tired too. Don't work too hard. Take breaks. If you've allotted the right amount of time, you can afford a 10-minute break every 50 minutes. Have a brew, take a breath of fresh air, but certainly not where your mates can see you and distract you. And don't be tempted to go on your phone or go on your device or your computer or whatever, unless, of course, it's for studying. So don't social media while you're taking a break. Ask a teacher. Believe it or not, we do know things. Also, if you're stuck on something, have a chat with someone else. If a teacher's not available, remember this will probably be out of uni hours, ask a buddy. Ask someone who's good in class and that's been there and done it before. You can also have a look on YouTube, but make sure you do not nick anything. It's very, very important that if you do use ideas, then you must credit the people who gave them to you. I know teachers who've done this and they could easily lose their jobs if they were caught out. Address the assignment issue. Now, the moment you get an assignment, check the rubric because it will tell you everything you need to know and do to get top marks from that assignment. The right-hand side is normally the most important, so work to it and tick those boxes. Check it again once you've finished, then leave it a day and check once more after that. Make a timetable. So if you've got week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, blah, 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 and you've got subject 1, 2, 3, 4, you can put a date on where you've got to analyse your assignment and when you can brainstorm. You can look up and write some possible thesis statements. Another day to analyse your assignment and brainstorm. Another day to research and begin making a PowerPoint. You can write when your assignment's due. You can write when your essays are due. You can write when your exams are due. These are very, very important points to remember. Do not copy other people's work. It's cheating. Cite every source you use. If you don't, then you could get nicked for plagiarising, and that could have serious repercussions. And 3, speak to someone the moment you realise there might be a problem. When I say someone, obviously I mean your teacher. You may be tempted to use ghostwriting sites for your assignments. I've seen these things all over the place. It's cheating and you will almost certainly get caught. We know your style. As your teachers, it's our job to know who's good, who's not good, who needs help, who doesn't need help. So if someone that needs help comes in with a brilliantly structured essay, then we know there's going to be a problem. And so you will almost certainly get caught. What these sites also do is devalue yours and every one of your friends' degrees. It also might leave you open to being blackmailed by the ghostwriters. This may in turn lead to a return of exam-heavy degrees, and nobody wants that. Also, when you get caught for cheating, you will lose respect of your teachers and peers, and that's not a good feeling. I always check Instagram accounts. You know, these ones that have got ghostwriters or contract cheats, or we can write your essay, or we can do your assignment for you. There are lots of people that follow them, so I always check to see if my students have cheated. So please, the best thing is don't go to these sites. Go to your teacher. Your teacher will give you support, or give me a shout. I'll give you support. To end, I want to ask you what the 3 most important words in academia are. What are they? 3 words. Simple. Do not cheat. Okay, good luck with it. Make sure that you subscribe to this channel and make sure you hit the dingy bell. This will mean that you get notified every time there's a new video goes up, and they are designed to help you. If you want to make a comment, please leave a comment. If you want to send me a message, you can DM me on the Facebook channel too.